I found a perfect example on how to continue manifesting desires despite any kind of setback, no matter what kind of block or adversity or obstacle that's in your way, and no matter how impossible it seems to get through it. And this example is from martial artists when they do their karate chop and they're able to break through all those cinder blocks. And I learned that in their mind, before they break through all those cinder blocks, in their mind, their primary focus is the end result. And they're also feeling the joy of the task, of the goal being accomplished. And so in their mind, they see their hand pass the cinder blocks. And the cinder blocks themselves is a secondary thing. It's just not their primary focus. And by doing that, they're able to break through the cinder blocks with their bare hands by doing the karate chop. And that's a perfect example of what we need to do when something seems to go wrong, when there's something that's blocking us from manifesting desires. It can be something minor like car issues, or something major like losing your job or your house. No matter what it is, it's a block. And sometimes it seems like a block or an obstacle that just seems impossible to get through, and it seems impossible to manifest that certain desire, to accomplish that certain goal. But if you keep the end result in mind and still continue to feel the joy of the task being accomplished, of the goal being manifested, you will get through those blocks, just like how that martial artist was able to do the karate chop through the cinder blocks. What I believe happens is that when you continue your focus on the end result and not on the obstacle itself, because that's what's happening when something goes wrong. Our mind tends to focus on the problem and not on the end result. And when we focus on the problem, our vibrational frequency goes along with it. It goes down, and we're not aligned with our desires anymore. We're not thinking and acting efficiently. We're not accomplishing our goals. So keeping the end result in mind, and also keeping the feeling, the joy, the gratitude of the task being accomplished, the goal being manifested, I believe that gets you through any kind of block. Because one thing I learned from Abraham Hicks is that when you hold a thought long enough, you attract another thought, and then another thought, and then another thought, and you will feel your vibrational frequency rise and align with your desires, and you get these ideas. And the thing is that a lot of these ideas seem to be so small, like tiny little baby steps. So at first it doesn't seem like it's enough to get through that obstacle, that block, that thing, or even that person that seems to be standing in the way of accomplishing your goals. When you keep the end result in mind, and you're attracting more and more of those thoughts, those ideas, and you follow through with them, eventually you'll be able to connect the dots and look back and see the different chain of events that helped you get through that obstacle. But that's not something that you're going to be able to figure out all at once at first. So keeping the end result in mind and keeping your vibrational frequency aligned, feeling the joy and the gratitude of your goal being, or your desire being manifested, your goal being accomplished, you'll be able to continuously, moment by moment, day by day, baby step by baby step, get through those obstacles. And like I said, a lot of times it's just small little ideas that seem like it's not going to make much of a difference, but it can make all the difference. It may just be a small little thing, like instead of making a right, make a left, or call this person, or apply at this job, or it can be anything. But when you follow through with it, and you will know when to follow through with it, because it will feel right. And you won't be able to do that unless you keep the end result in mind, when you keep your focus on what you want to manifest and feeling the joy, that vibrational frequency, to keep that alignment there, so you can continuously get through those cinder blocks, those so-called those obstacles that are keeping you from manifesting desires. So I believe that's a perfect example, that the karate chop, the martial artist breaking through those cinder blocks, is a perfect example of how to get through any kind of setbacks. And it's a quick reminder too, if something seems to go wrong in your day, to keep your focus on the end result. Just remind yourself of the karate chop. Think of a simple karate chop getting through that obstacle, keeping the end result in mind, and still continuously feeling that joy and the gratitude of the goal being manifested. And follow through with the small little suggestions and ideas that your mind, that the universe is giving you, and you will get through those obstacles, and you will manifest those desires.